Diego. How are y'all doing out there in San Diego? Okay. All right. In case you're wondering, Terrence is chugging a bottle of wine right now for whatever odd-ass reason. Cool, now I get drunk Dewayne on the podcast. We literally press start.
What's up, guys?
And they just started chugging wine.
How's it going? Welcome to Crispin and Dewayne, the podcast.
No, welcome to Crispin and Dewayne, the intervention. How we gonna press start and you gonna just start? Never mind, I ain't even going.
So, I have to finish because after 3 days, you can't. The wine gets really acidic, and
why didn't you finish it after the podcast?
Because I need to be sober after the podcast.
Why? Wouldn't it be good to be sober now?
Not necessarily. I'm not like there wasn't that much wine, so it wasn't. I mean, yeah, I've been sipping it since I've been cleaning, but it wasn't that much wine.
So you drank that whole bottle of wine today?
No, it was like a little bit. I've been drinking it over the past 3 days. I'm not like you.
So
it doesn't take me an evening to finish a bottle of wine.
Don't judge me in my life. Look, welcome to Crispin and Dewayne intervention for both of us.
I don't finish half a bottle in an hour.
Also, I don't finish half a bottle of wine. I don't finish a whole bottle of wine anymore. Okay,
life isn't as bad.
Yeah, ass. This week, next week, that's a whole different thing.
Who knows? Emotions go up and down.
Yes, just like opinions. Guys? Opinions go up and down.
Sure.
One week I could feel racist. That next week I might not.
That's not. And racism is not an emotion.
Oh, touche. Well, then I guess I'm just racist.
Hold on. No, you said
1 week I could feel
opinions.
Racist.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I said opinions. Wait.
That's right. Never mind. Forget what I said.
Yeah, you trying to correct me. I like how you corrected me and then you figured out your correction.
Myself,
yeah, you did.
Yes. And that's what good people do. They recognize the error in their own ways. And then they rightfully declare it so.
Are you calling yourself one of those good people?
I am a good person, for the most part. I think I try to be.
I would like to say the same
good
thing.
Is subjective. Good is a subjective term.
Just like being racist is subjective,
isn't
it?
I mean,
we're all a little racist.
Okay, but see, this is the thing, though. Remember, racism is a part of a whole systematic form of oppression.
I know that, but when I'm talking about it in the idiotic way, the way social media looks at it.
You mean we're prejudiced?
Okay, yes. If we want to say prejudice, but I'm looking at it the idiotic way that social media likes to look at everything's racism and this. I mean, there are some actual racist things out there,
right?
But I'm saying whenever you start throwing everything as racist, aren't we all a little prejudiced, aka racist?
We're all a little prejudiced. We all have our predilections towards certain thoughts and opinions. And
like I look at Mexicans and I know they're Mexicans. Okay. I look at black people. I'm like, you. Of course, you black. So look, if a Mexican person, hold on,
go ahead.
Mexican person came up to me and was like, "You're black." I'd be like, "Why you just assume I'm black?" That makes sense.
But also, why would they come up to you and say you're black? That would be weird.
Then it might be weird.
That would also be very weird. But also, so if you think of Jarrell, who won the Emmy for Best Lead Actor in a TV miniseries or whatever it was.
Jarrell?
For When They See Us. When They See Us?
Oh, yeah, homeboy. Yeah, from
Jarrell,
When They See Us. We both haven't seen that yet.
But, yeah.
Are we racist when I haven't seen that yet?
No.
Okay, good to know.
But Jarrell, what would you would you walk up to him and say, "Hey, you're black"?
Well, I'm black, so it's like one black person to another black person. I'd be like, "What's up, Negro?" Or I can say, "Nigga."
Afro. He's actually Afro-Latina.
I don't give a fuck.
Latino. I'm sorry, not Latina. He's
but in America's terms, the way America likes to simplify things.
He is the first Afro-Latino to win an Emmy for.
That's nice for his Afro-Latino ass, and I'm happy for him. But I'm just saying,
you just can't assume even if you think somebody black, you don't know they full.
No, you're right. But I'm going off the mindset, and this probably
Dominican, American.
Okay, but I'm going off the mindset, and this is the sad, terrible way to look at it, but this is the way most Americans look at things in the black and white sense of you're a little bit dark skinned, you're black.
Okay.
But if you look a little peach, you're Mexican.
So what you're saying is that you're following your.
I didn't say it was right.
Example of white leaders.
I'm speaking in the terms.
What are you talking about?
What? How you going?
Guys, you just said.
I'm following my white leaders. Okay, calm all that down. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean.
No, what? Go ahead, say what you said again.
No, I'm not saying it's right. This is all jokes. We know that. But I'm saying...
Yes, Kanye thinks they're jokes too. No, he doesn't. He actually takes everything seriously.
Thank you. Okay. Please keep correcting yourself. But I'm saying... I'm speaking in terms of the way America sees things. So they would look at... What's this guy's name? The Afro-Latino guy? They'll look at Jarrell. Most Americans will look at Jarrell and think he's what?
African American.
Thank you. So what the fuck conversation we having here, Terrence?
I'm just saying you can't go up to people assuming their race.
No, I'm not. Okay, you're right. There you go. I'm saying I'm wrong.
I already told
but
you
I'm talking about mentally. No.
References to Mexican people.
But I'm talking.
Refer to everybody as Latinx.
I still haven't read an article about that, so I don't know if that's true or not.
Google Latinx. It covers
I'm too lazy
the whole
for that.
Latin community in all the countries.
But it's easier to say Mexican.
Okay, but that don't mean everybody ain't Mexican. People be Guatemalan. People be Honduran.
Once again, okay, you're right. And this isn't right. But I'm not talking about. I'm not gonna go up to somebody and say these things. I'm talking about mentally. Everyone's a little racist mentally. Is that better?
But still, you should be in a process of living your life in a way that you correct incorrect paths of thinking.
What?
You should be living your life in a way where you're willing to correct incorrect pathways of thought. So if you're always thinking in a way that might be prejudiced or like stereotypical of other people,
yes,
you need to be evolving as a human being to like say, okay, I recognize these thoughts and these patterns, let me change those and be better.
You're 100% right. But if I see a guy that looks Mexican, what am I supposed to start thinking? What am I supposed to start thinking?
But why is your first concern about his race in the first place?
It's not. I'm just having this discussion.
Okay, then why
my first concern usually is
I don't want to have no pointless what if discussion.
No, you said why is that my first thought? Why do you assume that's my first thought?
You just said it was. You just said
no,
like,
I never said that's my first thought though. I just will think things when I see people. It doesn't mean my first thought. My first thought is how big is his swing? Or is it schlong?
Well, if it's early on in your thoughts, why are you concerned? Why are you so concerned about race?
Tell that to most of America. I can care less.
Okay.
You can be Asian, Latinx, Mexican, which is both to me.
But that's not what you acting like. You acting like you this person that constantly thinks about race, but you're not.
I know I'm not.
You just like to be provocative.
Duh.
Okay. Well,
and it stems.
Now that we want,
and then it brings a good conversation to the table.
I want to poll with the audience. Do we want real Crispin, or do we want poke at various issues for whatever reason he feels in his body, Crispin?
No, poke at various issues for how he feels in his body is the real Warren, aka Crispin. Duh, you black Negro.
Anyway, on to more important things.
Okay, please. What is the more important things in race?
Tyler Perry, he opened.
Hold on, my question is race important then?
Is race important overall?
Yeah, because you're like, why should we look at race?
It's important in this world because we decide.
That's what I'm talking about.
But that's not what you're talking about. You can't ask me a question and I answer and then be like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, connect it. What you talking about?
Because you're like, why should we look at race first? And I'm like, the reason I'm looking at race first is because of the way society has been built. And I'm not saying it's right. So then I'm asking you, is race important? And then you just said, in America it is. So point proven right for me.
Race is important all around the world.
Yeah.
Because people often use race to divide and separate people.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, on to another subject because you want to change subjects. Go ahead. What you want to talk about?
I'm just saying, Tyler Perry, he recently...
Shout out to Tyler Perry.
Celebrated the opening of his new... Studios
in Atlanta. Shout out to Tyler Perry.
That dude owns so much land now.
Oh, it's acres.
Like, it's crazy. Like,
acres. Who's cutting that grass?
Somebody who's gonna get a nice check, I'm assuming.
Probably.
Because that is amazing. So
what's that noise? Somebody flying a plane or some shit?
No, I think that's the garbage truck.
No, there's a lot of that garbage truck. Oh, cause we turned up the thing. We turned up
the volume.
Hey, if y'all hear garbage trucks and planes in the background,
and they'll be fine with it. They'll be fine.
How you know they're gonna be fine with it? You can't assume.
You
can't assume things for people.
I'm assuming this.
That's problematic.
Anyway, so Tyler Perry opened a new 330-acre.
Hold on, let the garbage truck pass.
Studio. Why can't we talk over the garbage truck? They can hear us over the garbage truck.
The garbage truck.
Why would they want to sit and listen to 10 seconds of the garbage truck when we can just talk over the garbage truck? Well, they can't pay attention
to you if they hear the garbage truck.
Yes, they can.
How many acres did he open up? Because I didn't hear you.
Huh?
How many acres did he open up?
330, but this ain't got nothing to do with you because you're a whole different species of person, okay? I'm saying most people can pay attention and focus and not be distracted by the garbage truck in the background because we already acknowledged, okay? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, he had a whole gala on Saturday
Garbage truck's gone, by the
with
way.
Sidney Poitier, Oprah Winfrey, Samuel L. Jackson, Spike Lee. Spike Lee and him apparently had a little beef going on.
Yeah, but I think he wanted to clear it up. Yeah, because
he
apparently...
cleared it up. He named one of his the lots after Spike Lee.
Oh, really? Mad respect to that.
He named he named his different whatever
lots after
different famous black actors and stuff, or black
creators.
influential creators.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, what was their beef about? Because didn't Spike say something against Tyler Perry? He dissed his
I think he was dissing the whole Madea character and those type of that type of environment stuff. But
I like that how he could take the higher road in the sense of naming a studio Spike Jonze. Or Spike Lee.
Spike Lee, yes. Spike Jonze is definitely a white man, I believe.
Yeah, but I like both of their work.
Yeah, that's not what I was.
Why did you have to bring out Spike Jonze's race though?
Because this is the whole
point.
The whole point was that Tyler Perry was naming the studios after black people.
Oh yeah, touche.
So that's why. That's why.
Thought I won that one.
But Tyler Perry, he says he's ignored in Hollywood, which I understand. He probably does feel that, and it probably is true.
But he literally has built his empire. If he is ignored, he's still done very good for himself.
Right.
Mad respect.
He's killed it. So apparently his lot or his studio area is bigger than Warner Brothers, Disney, and whoever else combined. Those studio lots combined.
It's bigger than all that.
330 freaking acres. Because it's Georgia. It's so much land in Georgia.
Wait,
have you been in Georgia? You ain't been in Georgia.
I haven't. I've been to a lot of places.
330 acres. It's he took over Fort McPherson. And it was some slaves working at land.
I heard about that. And he made a speech of how this used to be a slave-owned land, and now I turned it into a black-owned land.
Which is crazy, right?
Shout out to you, Tyler Perry.
If we think about that, so I was thinking about this other week. About
what do you think about?
About how, in the grand scheme of time, slavery didn't end that long ago, and the civil rights era wasn't that long ago.
None of that stuff was that long ago.
I think we talk nowadays about oh my gosh, people should be past this, people should be past race and blah blah blah. I'm like, but y'all, there's still people alive who were. Who were Nazis. I don't know if there are any Nazis alive still, but there are people alive.
It might be a chance.
Who were I just met a dude the other day driving Uber who fought in World War II.
Damn.
It's people, and I'm not saying he racist, but the whole point of that was to say.
Wait, why did you even say that?
The whole point of that is to say it's still people alive today who grew up in a time where slavery and undermining black people were the everyday normal thing. But so how do we expect? I'm not gonna say that.
How do we expect what?
We do expect people to be better and to know better now, especially with so much information and people out there who can show all the capacities and amazingness that resides in the black community.
Yes.
People should be aware of how stupid their arguments for slavery and for racism were, but they aren't, and we still live in a time where those people are still alive. Not saying those people should die off, but I am just saying.
Also, to your what you're saying though, the fact that it used that not that far ago, I think the problem is that most of us look at this day and age, and they look at it it's weird how we're living in the past and the future a lot, but we I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of people are only thinking about the now right now and what needs to get better. Mm-hmm. And to play devil's advocate to what you're saying, I feel like we should also be grateful too. Yes, let's progress. And I've always said this to you. We should always be grateful that we have gotten past a lot of things that have really held us back. When you look at the Holocaust, when you look at slavery, you're saying slavery wasn't that long ago. But I'm saying people are all man, this is the worst time because we have Trump. And it's yeah, Trump bad, but man, y'all shit used to be. I think somebody said this is probably one of the best times to be alive. If you think about it.
In terms of overall, the improvement in conditions and opportunities that that's what I'm Black saying. Americans and other people have.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with what you're saying
but
too.
It's
but
not great in this. It's not great in the sense of the overall equality of all of humanity.
But I'm saying it's better than what it was.
Of course, everything can be better. It was better than in the Middle Ages when they were just chopping niggas' heads off in the middle of ring. That was entertainment back then.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Entertainment where they was riding on horses, and if somebody got killed by a little lance, that was what people enjoy. I don't understand that. The gladiators, they had people in the ring fighting against lions. What the hell you think I'm gonna do against a lion?
People were jousting. Hold on, jousting to me is one of these stupid. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like jousting to me is one of these. It's like literally, let's get a stick, and then you're gonna run into him. You're gonna all you have some metal and just slam sticks into each other. And people would just sit there and
but
just
they didn't
watch
have television. They didn't have radio. They didn't have nothing but live entertainment.
Think about this then. When it comes to social media, how attached we are to social media and all that stuff. Would you rather be attached to social media or watching people stick sticks into each other?
Social media, just because I don't like seeing people hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
But social media, but people find ways on social media to do the same thing. We're basically repeating the same cycles.
100%.
Humanity's heart really probably hasn't changed much. It's just that we have more access. So it's like, oh, now we can watch people fight online, or we can watch people like, you know,
now it's just more. Now it's like more in your face all the time. Now you can just see it all the time.
And there's so much variety. Back then, like, you know, life was hard back then, back in the Middle Ages and stuff like that. So, you know, you wanted some. I don't know. I feel like some people, especially like the poor people, felt like some sense of justice when they would see like, because like it wasn't just anybody who can get up on a horse and start like jousting.
Yeah,
I bet it was like, oh yes, kill that other rich dude. Yes, kill him.
Were they rich dudes like jousting each other?
I think most of them were. Mostly because like a lot of them were knights.
Fuck that. If I'm rich,
that
I'm
was like part of honor and stuff.
Hey, get my maid. Equality. Get my maid to do it, and then she can.
But you know, like all the like the rich people were supposed to be. That's how they got even richer and more popular, because they were supposed to be on the front lines of battle. I mean, they were often sending the poor people into front lines of battle too, but it would be like, you know, the one like knight who ended up like killing the first 200 people and got praised afterwards, and the king like would reward him and give him this castle and this land and stuff like that. Rich people have always been finding ways to get richer. I don't even know what we were talking about anymore, but just like the power of being rich in America, rich in the world, like. I mean, it's so true. The more I've grown up and learned and saw, like, read more stories and heard more stories, like, the rich really do get richer, and the poor are kept in a certain condition to where it is very hard for them to become rich.
Yeah, that's always been the case.
It's very hard.
But now it's like, everyone's like getting with the program, because it is weird how you're right. There are certain things that feel like it's repeating itself, because like, yes, there used to be the witch trials back in the day. And now we're going through that right now. Everybody's getting canceled like a motherfucker. It's like now we have our own witch trials with social media and shit like that.
We're not burning people alive though. So
and drowning them with rocks and shit. Are you a witch? What was the thing? If you a witch, you gonna get out of it, and you gonna get up to the water, and you gonna survive.
Right.
And if you do that, you a witch, and we gonna shoot you in the face or burn you. What?
Right.
I don't know if you shoot back in those times, but.
And then it was
still, wait, who thought of that test? Who was like, okay,
I don't know.
This is how the test gonna go.
No, I thought they actually thought that like that was the only way to kill witches was with fire
and drowning them.
Right. So they had to burn them. So I don't think it was a test, was it?
No, the water test was one.
Oh, they had a water.
So they would tie him down with a rock. To a heavy rock, throw them in. They're like, if you can escape this, you use witchcraft, and you got out, and that means you're a witch, and then we'll have to burn you. So it's like, what logic?
There's no winning. There's no winning.
There was literally no winning in that. Same thing as nowadays when like you find somebody's tweet from 75 years ago, and they're like, oh yeah, we saw that
Twitter
you did
ain't been around that long.
Huh?
Twitter ain't been around that long.
But you know what I mean? I was exaggerating, motherfucker.
I know. I'm just saying. People be acting like, oh my gosh, but he done changed though. Like he did that 7-8 years ago. He done changed though. And yes, he may have changed, but 7 to 8 years ago, he was still old enough to know better.
No, it depends on who the person is. So you saying if you like a 16-year-old, you saying if you're a 16-year-old, you saying if you're a 16-year-old, and then like 8 years later, you did some like you find out like. Say they find some shit about you when you was 16. They're like, you should have known better when you was 16.
Your parents should have taught you better. Just playing.
Okay, I'm about to say.
I don't know, man. You know what? Like, I don't really care about these people. People be just putting too much emphasis on the celebrity culture, all this stuff anyway. Like, I don't think we meant to like worship and praise these people as much as
that's why we have Trump.
What are you talking about?
You said we praise celebrity culture. That's why we have Trump.
That's the result of that.
There's other results, but like he's a celebrity president. I mean, Obama kind of started it because Bush wasn't really like necessarily like a celebrity president. I think Obama kind of started the whole celebrity president, but he was actually good.
But you mean are you talking about somebody? Because like Trump was a celebrity before he was president. Those other presidents became celebrities because they were presidents.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You know what
I'm saying like Obama was like, yeah, he didn't become a celebrity because he's president, but he made it look cool and. Like, you know,
in certain people's opinions.
Yeah, there you go. And then
he did look cool to me, y'all. I'm not trying to say I don't like.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but the fact that you had to preface everything is the issue. I'm not saying just you, but I'm talking about both of us. But you said the prefacing. Jesus Christ.
Well, which is it's a
no,
certain
fuck
level,
that shit.
It's a certain level of expectation.
Fuck that shit.
Once you in the public domain, you gotta either safeguard yourself or let your words be your words. And I'm one of them people. I'm a little cautious. So
because of the cancel culture we live in.
Well, not even that, but like I also
people don't know your intention
like
until they actually understand.
Right. There's also a level of like respecting other people's humanity and respecting.
Say that to the people out here canceling people.
But see, this is some people. Most people who are getting canceled, I can't say they don't deserve it.
So Shane Gillis deserved to get canceled from SNL?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Because of the Asian thing?
Yes.
Wow. Really?
Yes. Because he chose a career path in entertainment. And he should know that entertainment now is not about like.
But no, he should know that now. Whenever he did that, you think he was thinking of that? Or?
No, because to me, if that's your type of comedy, then you want a certain audience, and you deserve to only get paid by that audience.
Okay, but
you're not for the SNL audience.
How do you know that?
He's probably for a portion of the SNL audience.
Okay, then.
I'm just saying, like, in the court of public opinion, they weren't gonna let that fly.
Same thing with James Gunn. James Gunn deserves to get fired from. I mean, he's got rehired now, so it doesn't matter. But he deserved to get fired at the time he got fired for old tweets before he got hired for the job. They knew about those motherfucking tweets, and if they didn't, then that's on them.
That's on that's on their HR.
That's what I'm saying, though. You can't just say yes and be. I mean, I get you.
I'm just saying. What I'm saying though is that if you are canceled because of something you said or tweeted, as long as if it was taken out of context and the intention was changed by somebody else, then that's on them. But if the intention was clear and it was like. You just said some shitty things.
Do we know what his intention was? You could say some shitty things and not have like that intention.
No, because we're not gonna do that. If you can't say if you're gonna say some shitty things, but there's a purpose and an understanding behind why you're saying them, then make that clear, because that should be the whole purpose of why you're saying the shitty things. And if you don't mean them, but if you're saying the shitty things, then you saying them because you mean them.
So tell me a time you said something shitty.
I'm not what? I don't know. I probably have gossiped about people before.
Well, you said some crazy shit on here before.
Sure.
And do you feel like, and now say it comes back around to you, you make it, and they're like, remember that one time he said that one thing? Would you be like, yeah, I deserve to get canceled?
Yeah, whatever.
Wow. They're going to bring up this exact same thing and be like, he said, yeah, whatever, guys. You're going to have your apology video on YouTube.
Because
hello, YouTube. I'm so sorry.
No, this is what we have signed up for. If you're putting yourself out there for the public to judge, but now they are dollars. We have essentially made our lives, our dollars are based off of what people think and what they want from us. Then that's you are essentially putting yourself in that position. You give them what they want. You gotta figure out what you want to give to them. Okay. And if they like it or not. Okay, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have thoughts and opinions that are contrary to popular belief, then you can say them, but you just can't get mad when people say that we don't like them.
If they try to cancel you, and you could be like, yo, that wasn't my intention. Hopefully y'all know I'm a good person. They'll be like, fuck that, we don't care. Because some of these people, I'm assuming most of these people said some fucked up things, and they're probably good people and just said fucked up things.
But the thing
we've all said fucked up things. Terrence, aka Crispin, aka with Dewayne.
The thing with
Jesus.
The thing with Shane specifically is that he said it in multiple occasions in different ways, which shows.
No, how many multiple occasions? Because apparently they found another article where he said something about Asian people, but they took that out of context from what I'm understanding.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
This is the
they
thing,
find
though.
one thing is no. I mean, you're right. It's always gonna be different.
I'm not here to argue with you about Shane.
I am.
I'm telling you that when you are signed up for a career in the public eye, you are held to the standard of whatever the public opinion is at the time, no matter what generation that you happen to pop off. We might pop off in 20 years and they go back to this little recording and they say, oh, but they said this and this about this director, and then that director hears it, and it's like, oh, you never can work for this director. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, that's just how it's
not even work for this director. Now it's like, oh, this is not going to tarnish your career, and you might not be able to work again, or you're going to have to come out the mud.
But see, I don't think that's the thing, though. I don't think we've said anything that has been said that has been
we don't
like
know that until later.
No, that has been just like against. I mean, I ain't said. I don't know about you.
I probably said some
that's
shit.
That's just being
but,
like against like a people or like a situ. Like I don't think I'm very much about specific to a person. I'm very much about explaining that it's not about that person that if I dislike something, it's about the overall thing. So if I'm talking about a movie or a show I don't like, and like, oh, I'm like, the directing wasn't that great or the acting wasn't that great, it's not about that person's humanity and that person's character. It's about, that just wasn't my preference. You know, that just wasn't what I liked. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here, I know you over here thinking, trying to find a way to combat what I'm saying.
No, I'm thinking about myself while you're talking.
But it's just like, I
get what you're saying.
I feel like I don't ever try to come against somebody's humanity or character, or try to say that I know a person and I'm going to describe them as.
So my question is, do you think I do that?
I don't know.
It's not like, maybe if I do, I don't do it with ill intention. Yes. Like I might say, look at those Mexicans over there.
Right. That's problematic.
Is it? Is for me to say, look at those Mexicans? Yes. I guess it would be.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
What if there were no Mexicans over there?
But why would you say that?
Also, do you think I hate Mexicans because I look at those Mexicans over there?
I don't think you hate them.
There you go.
But you have to be careful. This is the thing, though. People don't even, like you said before, people don't always care about your intentions.
They don't know your intention.
They care about what you're saying and how it affects the massive social structure in communication. Does that make sense? I'm trying to make this make sense. So, like, the way you may jokingly reference a group of people, if that's like a stereotype or if that's just like a thing that's out there,
and if the stereotype's true,
but then people are going to look at it negatively, because this is the thing though.
Who's like, gonna look at it negatively? Sensitive ass people.
It's like I mean,
please give me an example.
If this is a situation where it's just, because like me personally, Terrence Dewayne, I enjoy like fried chicken and watermelon. Real wonderful meal.
That means you a nigga.
But
see how you laughed at that? Oh, I'm offended. He called him a nigga because he assumed that. That motherfucker.
You black. You can say the N word.
True. Let's bring
out. We can't bring Devin in and be like,
hey, Devin, come
my
on,
white roommate, and have him say, "Oh, that's because you a nigga."
100%.
That's not gonna be 100%. The same. But what I'm saying is, like, for you then to like take that and like, maybe you are a person of a different race and you take that as a joke, like, see, I knew all black people love fried chicken and watermelon.
So would you be a fan? Okay, the thing is, once again, and I know that's why these discussions are so hard in general for everyone, and I'm glad that it's always good to have them. And like, the good thing about us having this discussion, that we're about open-minded and we're not actually getting hyper upset with each other. I think the issue is when people become super offended while it's happening, and they're like, "Oh my gosh,
right to be.
Do they?" They have a right to just be. I mean, yeah, everybody has a right to be a sensitive ass pansy ass if they want to be. Well, but I'm saying, like, it's like you. I feel like sometimes I've probably seen or been in situations where somebody might say something and they get super offended. It's like, everyone has different levels of sensitivity, but it's like, if this is what is like offending you, for me to like make this assumption and say this thing, like, then I don't know how you're gonna live the rest of your life, because you're gonna think everything's gonna offend you.
Right. I mean, there's some people that get offended by everything, of course.
Well, like you just said, like if you said, like, if somebody had said to you, "Oh, I knew all black people," say like Ray or Devin, who was a Hispanic person or Latinx person, Ray and Devin, a white person.
Ray is actually Mexican, so you can't.
Jesus Christ, really? Is he?
Yeah, he is actually Mexican.
Okay, well, then why are you actually correcting me when I'm trying to actually be politically correct?
Okay.
This nigga. So say
I was just saying because you know he's Mexican.
So say the Mexican Ray or say the white boy Devin. Say now they said to you, they saw you eating chicken and watermelon together, which that would probably be disgusting together. But they saw
that's a summertime meal. What are you talking about?
Okay, I guess I'm not that black then. So say like they walk into the house and they're like, "Man, I knew you black people like chicken and watermelon." Would you be offended? Well, I guess it's different because you actually know them and you know their intentions. Mm-hmm. So say a stranger said that. Oh, damn, that's a hard question, because then I'd probably be like, "Who the fuck is this stranger ass motherfucker?"
Right.
You're right.
Offended too.
No, it is interesting. I guess there's just so many gray areas to that, because there's so many scenarios where I wouldn't be offended until I figured out the person's character. My first thing to be wouldn't be offended. That's just me. Mm-hmm. My first thing to be would like come back at him. Like, say if it was a Mexican person at me, I'll say some Mexican shit. I'm like, "Oh, he just opened up the gates now for us to have that level at each other." But if he gets offended now, I'll be like, "If you don't shut your..."
See, I would just be mad because I'm like, first of all, you don't know me, so
that's what I'm saying. Everyone's different. Everyone react different.
Right. And what I'm saying, this is not an overall judgment on the overall culture.
I thought it was.
Like how we should say, who should be able to say and what. Everybody has a right to free speech. We're not trying to squash
now
free
they
speech.
do now.
My argument
right now they do.
My argument. What you talking about right now?
Until Trump becomes president forever.
Oh my gosh. Anyway. But my argument is not that people shouldn't say whatever they want to say. I mean, people shouldn't because that's dumb. Like, don't say offensive stuff. Don't hurt people and say offensive stuff.
No, that's an issue. That's an issue. No, if your intention isn't to like make them laugh, and
right.
at least make the attempt to make them laugh.
Right. If you're
because
no.
Oh, I've said some shit
because like it's plenty of white people I've encountered that had the intent of saying something funny, especially
white
when
people.
they drunk.
Hold on, white people are a different level.
Especially when they say something drunk.
I'm sorry
if
if your skin is white as hell, it's a different intent than if like you're Mexican, if you're Puerto Rican, if you're Malaysian, whatever. Is it Malaysian?
Malaysian, but Malaysian also works.
Is Malaysian a type of skin tone?
Malaysian is.
But Malaysian.
It's a people. It's
a Malaysian is a people?
Yeah.
Oh, so I can say Malaysian. That's not wrong.
Malaysia is a country.
I know, but Malaysian is what they're called?
I don't know. I'm assuming so. I don't know.
Now watch the Malaysian. Write a whole article about us. Crispin and Dewayne call us Malaysian.
Okay, I never said Malaysian because Malaysian is not how it would be said anyway. It'd be Malaysian. I don't know where Malaysian.
I think that's just my uneducated brain not getting it right. But Malaysian. What was I talking about again?
I don't know anymore.
I forgot to.
We was talking about how white people can't say stuff.
All in all, bring Louis C.K. back.
Okay, that is not what we're saying. That is not what I'm saying. Anyway.
His jokes were funny. They're always been funny.
Anyway.
Yes, he whacked off in front of some women.
Oh gosh.
It's not right.
Again, this will be the tape.
I prefaced it.
This will be the tape they play back.
If they clip up me saying bring Louis C.K. back. Yes, he masturbated in front of some women, and they forget to put in I didn't say that was right though.
Right.
There you go.
Well,
that'll be the asshole troll on the internet decides to try and cancel me by clipping it together his own way and not hearing the full form of the podcast.
Well, it's on you though. Sorry, I'm trying to get my sock.
And also your lips all up on the damn mic.
Hold on.
How you gonna get close to the mic?
Having issues.
Oh Lord.
Hold on. Sorry.
Why is this important? You're sitting down right now. This is not like something you have to do right now. Don't hit this cord. You're gonna disconnect this.
Okay. Cool.
All right, let's talk about other people that out here doing stuff.
Let's talk about like other people's business.
I know, right?
That we care about.
You heard about Amanda Seales?
What about her?
And her trying to get into some black event.
Oh yeah, that's old news, though.
Nah, you didn't hear about what happened with her co-star that said some shit?
No, what happened to
her Amanda Seales tried to get into this black Hollywood. Hold on, we got to preface it all.
So this happened like 2 weeks ago when the Emmys happened.
Because you probably know more.
So I was watching a story like as this was kind of happening to her.
Amanda Seales is one of the homegirls from Insecure.
She's from Insecure. She's also a stand-up comedian. She's also from My Brother and Me on Nickelodeon. She's been in this industry for a few decades now.
She did a stand-up special too.
She has a master's from Columbia University.
She has a podcast. I just want to make her seem like her own woman too, because she isn't just on Insecure, but that's one thing she's mainly known for.
So Amanda Seales, of course, like she went to an Emmys after party because she's
a Black Hollywood event.
She went to a Black Hollywood event,
aka Emmys party.
And then she was like told at the door that she
was invited by a homie.
Yeah, one of her friends invited her, and she was told at the door that she wasn't allowed to come in, and then one of her friends kind of came out and was like, "Hey, come in," and she came in with them. And then when she came in, she was greeted by like I think the person at the door again or an assistant, I forget, and then like some of the like security people, and basically she was like asked to leave and escorted out of the party. And this was a big deal because it was a black event, and it's like Amanda Seales. Now she is saying that I guess the publicist, the PR company,
Issa Rae's publicist apparently don't like her.
Well, yeah. So the publicist who was like the PR person for the event.
That's what I'm saying. Because I heard
asked for her not to be let into the
so
party.
I heard similar but different. Like I heard that she had already got in, and then the person I guess that invited her maybe didn't show. Who knows? But pretty much what you said generally sounded somewhat right.
Yeah.
Of what had happened. But apparently, like, wait, was it Issa Rae's publicist event, or she just happened to be a part of the people that was running the event? I don't know if it was her
No,
event
it wasn't her.
specifically.
It wasn't Issa. Well, I think she was the PR firm that was in charge of the
Wait, what's
event.
Issa Rae's publicist? Vanessa. Issa Rae's publicist's name is Vanessa.
Yeah, I think she works for the firm, or she owns the firm that was responsible for the event.
Okay. So apparently, like, Amanda Seales was saying how Vanessa, Issa Rae's publicist, doesn't like her, or they don't get along,
right,
for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So, and then, but did you hear the rest of it? How Amanda Seales was on her podcast. What was the name of her podcast? She has a podcast. What's the name of her podcast?
Oh, isn't it? I forget what the name of it is.
What's the name of her podcast? Let me see. It is. I do not know. Small Doses.
Small Doses, yeah.
So she was on Small Doses to explain the whole thing, and she was saying how she was like, "Oh, other people from like the cast saw me getting thrown out, and they did nothing about it." And then homeboy, what's his name? How you say this man's name?
Sarunas Jackson.
Yeah, so he plays Dro, I believe his name is on the show. He plays he plays Dro on Insecure, but so he came out and he tweeted.
What did he tweet?
Hold on, I'm gonna try to pull it up. So what he tweeted, because it became a whole thing. So he said right here. So he tweeted this.
Okay, he said, "You can't be a disrespectful ass human being and expect people to want to hang out with you. It's quite simple. Sit it out."
Damn. And then Issa Rae came back. I mean, Amanda Seales then said...
She said, "Some people like me, some people don't, but I do not lie. Have a good day."
No, she said some more stuff too. But like, he came out of nowhere and just said that.
Plus, the fact is, a lot of folks don't care about the truth anyway. They just want to go with the version that supports their already determined POV. More importantly, thank you to those who have shown me love.
So I guess there's a little bit of beef going on between those two, maybe. But it was interesting. So that happened, and like that whole thing happened. So it's like, ooh. Once again, I don't know anybody's true character. All I know is what I see. I like Amanda Seales though.
Yeah,
from what I've seen her as, the way she portrays herself on social media, because I don't know her, but
yeah,
she
Amanda
seems like
Seales,
a nice person.
She's just one. I like her personality, and I love what she says, and it's very thought provoking and it's very challenging a lot of times because I don't necessarily agree with all the things I hear her say.
But that's all everybody. You don't agree with anything everybody says at all. Right. Everyone's points.
Right, and that just comes with the territory because but yeah, I feel like she felt the way she felt. I don't feel like she isn't the type, in my opinion, to like try to make it all up. Yeah. So,
but that was interesting that he tweeted that.
Yeah,
he deleted it. It's now since deleted.
But this is the thing, though. I feel like
not too loud. So I don't know if the tweet or the post though.
I feel like the thing is though that they
or Instagram post. Let me see. What did
it's like you said, people have different opinions, people have different thoughts. It's and we will never know, honestly.
So it's
really happened.
Now deleted tweet. So he tweeted that.
Yeah. So
it was like we don't really know what's going on with all that, but that was the thing that had happened.
On to, I think we should go up and down. I have up and down moments with the story. So that was sort of like a down moment.
Okay.
So this is a upper. JT out of jail, y'all. She
Jesus
home.
Lord,
she home, y'all.
Flipping us. What?
JT is home, y'all.
Who's JT?
JT from City Girls. The one that's been in prison for like 5 years.
And the other one's still pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as I know.
Okay.
But JT's out of jail, guys. So
what's she out of jail
the City
for again?
Girls, I don't know. But the City Girls are like firmly together again. I mean, one about to pop out a baby, so she about to be out of commission.
Is she though? Cardi B had a baby and she was out here still.
Right. I think Cardi B had a different level of money though. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know if
but she took some time off. I think Cardi B took a little bit of time off.
Because
I think she had a little bit
was like recording her album and stuff, and she was,
I think she ended up getting a little bit of postpartum, I think too.
Because remember, she hadn't even released her album when she first. When did she give birth to Culture? Well, she just had her first birthday. So I don't know. Anyway, but
speaking of Cardi B though, I do want to watch the new show coming out. Is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Rhythm and Flow with the T.I., Chance the Rapper, and Cardi B.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like a hip hop driven what is it, like reality show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh brother.
Yeah. I'm just messing with you. Yeah. So T.I., Chingy. Chance the Rapper.
Chingy.
I know. And Cardi B.
Are we talking about Tiffany Haddish all of a sudden?
No.
Chingy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We'll talk about that after. So apparently they're the judges. Cardi B, Chance the Rapper, and T.I. the
hosting a rap show
of this hip hop based
competition show,
rap show where they're looking for like I guess the new next rapper to come out. I'm here. I'm actually
There's
watch
too many
that.
of them already. We don't really need new rappers, but congratulations
If they're
on
good,
y'all
though,
for getting the show.
I'm here for it.
These shows don't actually produce anybody that.
I mean, do we need to do anything at this point? You can't say
We
that.
don't really.
Do we need a new podcast? Do we need a new
but
actor? Do we need a new movie? Like, what the fuck you talking about?
I'm just saying, like these competition shows don't actually. I am disenchanted with all competition shows, whether it's America's Got Talent, American Idol, The Voice,
Well,
all of them.
because
Because they don't make stars out of their people. They don't keep up. They use these people and their talent to have a show. They don't actually put the full effort and energy behind making them stars. So
yeah, but the thing is, we don't know like what goes into all that. But you're right, like
yeah,
we don't
that's
know
the
like
whole thing. The
we don't
music
know what
industry is terrible.
We don't know what goes in with the artist, and we don't know what goes on with the label, and we don't know what goes on with the show after everything's said and done.
Right.
But you're right though. After like Kelly Clarkson, who was like the first person, like I don't remember really nobody like who was it? Was it Clay Aiken that won the second one? No, he won the first.
No, Clay Aiken did not win. Clay Aiken came in second.
Ruben Studdard's the one that won.
First.
Damn, and the fact that I don't know where Ruben at.
He still do some stuff.
He probably do
I've
something.
seen him pop up musically, but you know, I mean, Fantasia has a career. Jennifer Hudson has a career.
Say, they have careers. They're probably not
career.
They're probably not in the public eye the way we see them, but they probably still have careers.
But the thing is, too, like they were out during a time where there weren't as many competition shows. The market is just so saturated now that no one actually cares to support these artists afterwards,
unless they're like they really,
unless you really stand out, and most times these people don't stand out. But like their voices can be great, but they don't stand out as like stars.
But that's what I'm saying to your anger, upsetness for these shows. Is it the fact that
I ain't upset. I just don't.
Well, but you literally were just saying how like none of them really produce stars.
They don't.
We don't like everyone has a different version of what a star is, because all these people that have won these shows can probably be like dropping music and have their own fan base.
Oh, no,
you know what I mean?
I follow some people.
Oh, okay.
I follow some people who consistently self-produce and do independent music who have done these shows before.
Okay.
And they hit a ceiling, because like in the music industry especially, like a lot of radio play and stuff like that is still run by like record labels.
Yeah, I got you.
And like so it's hard to really pop off. Like that's Lizzo's song like becoming number one is such a rare thing because it's been out for years. And
no, I get that, but the weird thing is, and this is like I don't know the music industry that well, but like weirdly enough, I know Nicki Minaj talked about this like with Joe Budden on one like either her podcast or his podcast, and she had a good point of how like I don't want to like speak on what she said because I don't remember specifically, but it made me think how you don't necessarily need radio nowadays to be popping, because if you think about it, Tekashi 6ix9ine was popping, and I only heard maybe one song after he was popping that was on the radio for maybe like 3 minutes,
right?
You know what I mean? So like if you really stand out, you stand out.
If you stand out, but if you gotta have the right, see, this is the thing, you have to have the right support.
You're talking about the radio and stuff like that, and I get the radio really does help. That's number one. But like, if you could somehow stream, like I don't know none of Tierra Whack's songs on the radio, but I like to listen to her.
Right. This is the thing though. There's a difference process if you're an artist who comes up through like the streaming kind of like underground movement and you become more of a star over time, even if it's a short amount of time, versus it being like one of these shows, because these shows
are built to,
they're not showing an individual's artistry. I mean, you can perform your own way and be cool in how you perform your song, but you're covering a song. Your voice may be amazing, but no one knows you as an artist yet, even if you finish the show and win it.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? No one knows who you are. You're still a person that just sings covers very well. You might as well be a YouTube star. Not even that. You could probably be making more money if you got famous on YouTube before you got famous off of one of these shows.
The way these funds work nowadays, this is so like all over the place, because YouTube stars and then like video gamers and like all these people that be doing all this extra stuff that isn't like in the public eye.
Right.
Buku bucks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So that's all my whole thing. I mean, yay competition, yay Netflix show, yay black people doing things.
Why you say it like that?
What? I was just saying yay to the show. I mean, congratulations, but I'm not like excited about the show. I mean, but you can, because you like rap more than I do. That's another thing too. You like hip hop more than I do, so
okay.
Of course you.
Why you make the assumption I like hip hop more than you do? Because I'm black?
No, because you have clearly stated it many times before.
That's true. Okay.
Anyway, speaking of rappers, Drake is a little sad today. He's crying a little tear from his eye. He posted on his story recently. Woke up today so hurt, man. My father will say anything to anyone that's willing to listen to him. It's sad when family gets like this, but what can we really do? That's the people we are stuck with. Every bar I ever spit was the truth, and the truth is hard for some people to accept. So this is a reference to him being on Nick Cannon's show. His dad, Drake's dad, being on Nick Cannon's show.
Graham, what's his dad's name? Dennis Graham.
No.
Yeah,
I was about to say it doesn't matter, but sure.
Damn,
Dennis Graham.
Damn.
Dennis Graham, Aubrey's dad.
He was on Nick Cannon's morning radio show.
He was on Nick Cannon's morning show, and he basically was saying like, you know, he was basically like, why are you making people think that I was such a bad dad? Like, I used to talk to him like every day or almost every day. And
he said Drake responded by saying it sells records, Dad, or something like that. What do you think about that?
I feel like
there's two different versions of what has happened in their history. You know what I mean? Because Drake could probably see it as his father not being around, and his father could see it as, I've been around enough.
I done seen one Rolling Stone after another, and this nigga is a Rolling Stone talking about Drake daddy. What's his first name? Dennis is a Rolling fucking Stone.
He looked like a motherfucking
Dennis
Rolling
is
Stone.
a Rolling Stone. I believe this nigga ain't really coming in his life until he really got some clout and some fame.
And then Drake decided to mend the relationship.
Right, and Drake was like, cool, I'll let you back in. Now this nigga gonna fuck up his money and his sponsorships. Yeah. Because he up here talking
people get too comfortable,
I've always been that nigga. We don't need to believe that you was there. Ain't nobody concerned about you. As long as Aubrey's happy with you, as long as Drake is happy with you, cool. Like, we ain't got no problem with you.
And now you fucking up your money because
you messing up your situation.
Because now Drake is now upset with you. Well, Drake seems like he might take the higher road from this post. He's upset, but he's like, this family, so I'm stuck with. So. Right,
but it's the thing too. It's like so unnecessary because none of you. Like, he can't ever hope to have, Dennis can't ever hope to have his own level of fame. His fame is always going to be riding on the energy that Drake gives him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to be able to pop off and have his own thing.
Unless he decides to, like, open up his own thing.
Yeah.
What the hell's that noise?
Oh, they're treating for termites, I guess.
Oh, in your apartment?
In my apartment, yeah.
I was like, what's all this talk?
I forgot about that.
I was like, who's in the house?
First of all, they just put the note up today.
About what?
About the termite inspection. I thought it wasn't for today. No, we don't have it today, but...
You have termites today?
No, we don't have termites today. They're doing some preventative measures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But unless like Dennis Graham, aka Drake's dad, is, and it's funny because all we refer to him as, like you said, is Drake's dad. Because of, like you said, writing on the coattails. But unless he like somehow is able to get out of that spotlight, I don't see that happening. Unless he just does it somehow by like opening some other thing or doing some other venture that's his own.
I think he needs to.
But he walks in the room as Drake's dad.
Appreciate the gifts that Drake gives him. You know, put him.
He
in
probably
his
does,
videos.
but he's also gotten a little comfortable by saying what he's saying.
And he also doesn't like. No one likes the world to have a negative impression of them, and no one wants to think
of anybody. Yeah,
no one wants to be thought of as like, oh, I was a deadbeat dad until my son became famous. You know what I'm saying?
Wants to face
nobody
that
wants
truth.
to deal with that.
Not nobody, but a lot of people wouldn't want to face that.
Right, a lot of people wouldn't want to face that. So
gotta be, you gotta really want to.
That's what that is.
Be okay with that.
Yeah,
that's crazy though. That is crazy.
Yeah. Go ahead. Did you have a?
Apparently Dave Chappelle popped up in Houston at the House of Blues. What was that? October 7th, which was yesterday.
Okay.
And he's doing another show tonight.
Oh, you thought that was news that we needed to hear about?
Stating something.
Oh, okay, cool.
Did you hear about Martin Scorsese?
Oh, but you're from Houston, so that makes more sense.
Yeah, you ass.
I'm sorry.
Why? Because I'm black, I can't be from Houston?
Go ahead. What about Martin Scorsese?
Martin Scorsese, he was talking about Marvel films, and he didn't consider it cinema.
Yeah, and then Robert Downey Jr. responded.
Did he?
And
a lot of people responded. James Gunn, who did Guardians of the Galaxy, he responded. He said he was kind of heartbroken, but he still respects Martin Scorsese.
And I mean, I get what he's trying to say, because it seemed like Martin Scorsese was just saying like these films aren't about like human relationships and about interpersonal stories. They're more about the wonder and the CGI and the craziness and the like action of it all, more so than it's about like what he really considers to be what cinema is.
He calls it like, he said it's like a theme, it's like theme parks.
It's
like he literally said, I don't see them. I tried, but that's not cinema. Honestly, the closest I can think of them as well made as they are, with actors doing the best they can under the circumstances, is theme parks. It isn't the cinema of human beings trying to convey emotional, psychological experiences to another human being. Damn, he had a whole statement about.
I mean,
that.
for the most part, that is true. I mean, they've tried recently. I
consider Marvel movie cinema, but that's me.
Well, I'm not saying I don't consider them cinema, but when he refers to his point about like what he considers cinema and what he doesn't consider cinema, it makes sense because
his opinion.
Just
I get what you're saying.
It makes sense because it's just like it's not about it is about a good popcorn movie. Like they put heart.
It's a category within itself. A popcorn movie. It's still cinema.
They put a heart. And I think what he's trying to say is what he wants to refer to as cinema and stuff that will go down historically in the I guess the historical library of what will be considered cinema.
You don't think Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame and
hell no.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
Wow, I was very confident.
Not at all.
I feel like the fact that they did like a whole 22 movie saga is going to go down in history.
It's going to go down as a line, but it's not going to be like people aren't going to be like writing about it as like this high period in film history. They're not going to be. No, most people who are like bougie or have like or who are critics. They can say they like the movies, but they're not going to consider them like cinematic masterpieces.
Yeah, but that's a lot of movies, though.
Right. I think he's talking about...
There's a lot of movies that aren't cinematic masterpieces, though.
I feel like what he's talking about, he's not even just talking about Marvel movies. He's talking about a lot of films that...
But he said Marvel movie. He was referring to, it seemed like, was Marvel movies, though.
Right. But I'm just saying, like... He's just referring to what... I feel like he's referring to, like, his idea of what cinema is. And his idea of cinema, and probably cinema that's going to last and be historically thought as great cinema, is not going to be... these like big crazy Marvel movies. I don't think so.
Okay, that's your opinion. That's his.
Just because like people will talk about it, but at the end of the day, I feel like because CGI and all that green screen technology is going to get bigger and better and brighter.
Yeah, it's crazy when you watch old CGI movies and you're like, damn, this will be... Whenever I see old CGI and see how like wonky some of them look, some of them look great though, but how wonky some of them look, it does make me think about the CGI movies now, and it's like when in the future it's gonna like, oh, this is gonna seem wonky then probably, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see because I see Avengers Infinity War and I'm like, wow, this CGI is damn near incredible.
I think
for the time that we live in now though.
Right. But I think when you're talking about like cinematic history and what will be thought of and talked about in years, I think The Dark Knight, of course.
Well, people like more practical stuff, which is The Dark Knight. That's more practical stuff in that.
Right.
People respect, because you watch old films and you compare CGI and practical stuff, people always appreciate more of the practical stuff.
Right.
We had watched, man, they're really doing this termite thing right now.
Right.
We watched The Fifth Element at the Buddha House the other day, a while back, and you still appreciate just how practical almost damn near all the costumes were. Everything was just like, oh, this is like practical, and you're like, wow, this is crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
So I think there are certain films, like even the Joker that recently came out, which we will get to
at the end.
I think those movies will be thought of because of the performances.
Okay.
And
we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
Termite service.
You need to come in the room.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
okay.
We just got a notice today that you guys were coming. I didn't know you guys were coming.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast right now.
That's okay. I don't gotta be in your way unless you don't mind me in here.
Oh.
If not, then cancel and bounce.
No, man, we don't want you to bounce. I mean, it's not my place, so you can bounce if you want, but it's his place.
Okay.
I'm gonna go come in then. Is that all right?
Yeah, do your thing, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
We can't stop. We don't want to stop you. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna be able? Do you need me to move stuff?
I need all this stuff on that bed.
Okay, so
I need all this stuff on that bed and that white thing.
Do you need to come in here right now?
Like in this room right now?
This is the last thing I gotta do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, go ahead. I'll just talk to the audience.
They already canceled. They sent me back. I didn't like that.
Nah, you good. Well, it's just a miscommunication because I think they just got the information.
They just sent a notification.
Not even. Go ahead, man.
I didn't know you were coming today.
So we got a whole situation going on right now. I'll just sit here in silence too.
No, you can talk.
Well, you was talking about the Joker thing, and I was thinking about if that goes down in history. But I mean, when we talk about that, we can say a review on it because you saw that movie, right?
Talk to yourself.
I can't talk to myself. You know how hard it is to
talk to the audience.
Hello, Crispin. How you doing? Crispin, I am doing very well. That's good to know, Crispin. How was your week today? Man, my week was delicious. Why'd you say delicious? Now, Crispin, I don't know why I said delicious.
Why are you so
I just.
Why are you so bad at taking over something?
Did he go off the subject? Damn it.
I'm talking to myself like you wanted me to.
Get me in there, dog.
Why don't you know how
He can get in here. Hold on. If he wants to get in here, he can.
What are the stories?
He can get in here.
The story.
Oh yeah, what are some stories I
You're a
got?
news reporter.
Oh yeah, so Martin Scorsese's film Irishman's coming out, and I actually do really want to see that when that comes out. I'm not sure when that's coming out though, but I actually do want to check that out. But another film that I'm really looking forward to, which is coming out this Friday, October the 11th, is El Camino, a Breaking Bad story. Which, yes, I'm definitely gonna watch that because that looks great. Now back to me talking to myself. What did you mean by delicious, Crispin, when you said your week's been delicious? Well, I'm just saying when you take a bite into a week, it will taste delicious sometimes. Sometimes the week can taste delicious. And the week that I've been having so far, to me, has tasted delicious. Sometimes you take a bite of a week and sometimes it don't taste delicious. And that's called depression. But this week didn't taste like depression, which is good, I would like to think. In my opinion. Okay, they having a whole situation. We wouldn't have to do this also if Dewayne would have just cleaned his room earlier. But yes.
Why are you
Actually,
so bad at this?
we could just hold on.
It's that hard for you.
Hold
You
on.
talk all the time.
I do talk all the time, but when I'm forced to do things, I don't like being forced to do things.
Put on the spot.
Yeah, exactly. Come over here real quick, Dewayne. Come over here right quick. Well, where's the app at?
What are you trying to do?
Just pause it for a sec. You could have just paused it and we could have came back to it.
Well,
That would have been smarter.
you can cut this out later then.
I'm not cutting shit out.
Why not?
Just cut it out right now. Just pause it right now.
Okay. Anyway, I don't have time. Anyway, we back. Here we are.
My question is, what are you upset about?
Everything.
And what is everything?
Everything. Let's just go. Let's finish. Anyway,
I'm upset. Let me check out.
Instagram, they introduced dark mode so you can sneak around and do shady shit. And then
What's that mean?
But then they also removed the following activity, so nobody can't. People can't who follow you can't spy and see what you liking and following.
What? Hold on. What are you talking about?
Instagram, they changed a couple things. That's all y'all need to know.
Hold on. Take a breath.
I'm done with the story. Anyway, next thing, Kim Kardashian and freed another black person.
First off, you cannot downgrade that. What's wrong with you?
I'm not downgrading it.
What's the black person's name? What did he do? How did he get out?
I was about to get into it. Can I intro a story and talk about the
all that
story?
anger down, bitch.
Anyway, so Mama Lou,
Yeah, with all that angry ass.
Mama Lou Stewart was convicted of murder in 1999 after being tried as an adult at the age of 16.
Shit.
His life sentence was suspended Friday. And he walked out free on Monday after
Did he actually commit the crime, though?
23 years.
Let's get over some.
So apparently he did, but but because he was a minor, he wasn't supposed to be tried as an adult. He was 16 at the time.
Oh, why did he get tried as an adult then?
Because I guess because it was a murder. So murders are kind of a big deal. And then apparently Kim Kardashian wrote a letter to help him in his case to get free.
Damn, she's doing more work than some lawyers out here. Jesus.
She's doing more work than a lot of people. People want to talk trash about Kim, but Kim, she be on it. She be on it. I'm sure she didn't do more work than his lawyers, though. I'm pretty sure they worked harder than
I said some lawyers. I didn't say his lawyers.
Yeah.
I put words in my mouth.
Okay. But yeah, that's all I got for this week. You want to talk about the Joker now?
Yeah, but so you were saying about the Joker, comparing it to like the Marvel films. And
Are we starting the review right now?
Yeah, this is the Joker.
Okay,
review.
guys. So just let you know, spoilers are coming ahead.
Oh, we're doing spoiler review for Joker?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is spoilers coming ahead. I'll put a little notation of when this is starting in the notes of the show.
Right now, so it'll be 57.
Starting now.
50.
Go ahead.
You were talking about Marvel movies and how you were saying the Joker movie might be more remembered than the
It will definitely be more remembered than most of the Marvel movies. Yes.
Oh, if you're going with most Marvel movies,
yes.
Okay. Well, let's just
and Avengers and because at the end of the day, like while those
will it
movies,
though? Will it be more remembered? Okay, hold on. Let's just cut that.
Okay.
What did you think of the
maybe by number of people it won't be more remembered, but in regards to like the film industry or like people involved in like who care about film more and film critics, I feel like it will be regarded more as more of a film than the Marvel movies are.
Okay, so let's go with what did you think of the film?
I liked it a lot.
Cool.
I liked it a lot. I feel like Joaquin Phoenix's performance, of course, was ridiculously great.
I agree with that.
Amazing. I loved a lot of the shots in the film.
Very well shot.
The isolation that you felt at times, like being Arthur, just from his point of view, and then like they really did a real good job of like making you see the Joker as a hero more so than a villain.
Did they?
I think they did. I think because the whole...
Oh, no, yeah. To make him seem like more like a hero, I guess in the eyes of all those people that were, like, writing, yeah.
But he also was speaking to the heart of, like... He wasn't... This is the thing. He wasn't, like, just speaking to these extremists, these crazy people. His story spoke to people who, like, at any time felt, like, alone or, like, they weren't a part of something or, like, they weren't... who just feel like they weren't, who feel like rejected
outsiders.
by society, outsiders. Yeah, so I feel like it was a universal message. The way he went about remedying that for himself was not correct. I will say it wasn't the greatest way to make yourself like seen more and more visible and to fight on your behalf. I feel like what he did wasn't right, but it was very heroic in certain ways. Not heroic.
I don't know about
not
that.
heroic in the sense that it helped people, but heroic in the sense of like he was just this downtrodden dude that everyone ignored, and he rose up to a certain amount of power in a situation where the rich were taking advantage of the system to make themselves richer, and the poor were angry about it. So anyway, that was just my thoughts on that whole situation and why I call him a hero.
Okay. I thought the film was cool. It wasn't... To me, it didn't like live up to the hype that everybody overhyped it. I enjoyed Joaquin Phoenix. He was amazing. Mm-hmm. I loved Todd Phillips directing. And the cinematography was great. I think the only thing I wasn't the biggest fan of was the story, which is a big thing. Gotcha. I was, for some reason, the story, by the end of it, I was just kind of like, and the people I watched it with, they had some good points, and I agreed. Like, it did, to me, feel kind of anticlimactic by the end, and I was like, okay, this all led up to this. Like, he was, and I think it was a lot of back. I guess I kept wanting him to just go full Joker by a certain point, and certain things to me didn't like match really well. So when he shot those three guys on the bus, and he like his first bad thing he really did, and he did the dance in the bathroom, I was like, okay, shit, he might now just go straight full Joker, and that didn't really happen. And I mean, that's my expectation, not meeting reality, which is a different thing, but I just thought it was weird how back and forth he was the whole movie. So he did that, and then like all these people, like after this shooting, all decided to just become clowns and do a whole riot. And I was like, this is what this took. Like, it just felt like a weird connection to have like these clown riots happen right after this, like these three bad assholes were shot on this thing. I just felt like that connection was kind of like very thin, in my opinion.
To me, it's like, I'm imagining, Gotham, this was set in what, the 70s or 80s?
70s, I think. And I love the way they shot Gotham. I like the way they make Gotham look.
Right,
There's a lot of pros, but the story for me.
In reference to what you were just saying, I mean, to me, it represents even back to a few years ago to the 1% kind of rebellion that was going on, mostly in New York, where people were like actually actively protesting the 1% and the richest people in the country. And I think what they were doing with this film, and that's why I enjoyed the fact that he didn't go like full crazy like Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson Joker.
Yeah.
Because his intention wasn't to become this murderous homicidal maniac.
Not yet.
He was, because before, when that encounter happened with those three guys, that was essentially out of self-defense because he had already been beat up before.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect him to be like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. It wasn't until he started seeing his influence and the people like taking on the
way they
clown
built it.
mask. It wasn't until he realized like, oh, this actually means something. I mean something.
Yeah. I guess just to me, it felt like a lot of back. Like it felt like the way they were like the way they it kind of. I felt like it didn't elevate that much as I was watching the movie, because then he did that. And then what had happened after? Like, you find out his girlfriend, which that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, was the girlfriend part, where like you find out she was just all in his head. Yeah, I really liked how they did that. I was like, oh shit, because it made sense, because that girl was like, she knocked on the door. Were you stalking me? Yeah. Let's go on a date. I'm like, hold on, what?
Right.
She just said what?
I thought she was just an interesting, weird Harley Quinn-esque character.
Oh, really?
I thought like maybe they were setting it up for in the future her being like this like weird version of Harley Quinn. Oh shit,
I would have liked that.
That's what I thought they were doing.
That would have been cool.
Like she just gradually became, just how he gradually became the Joker. She was
like kooky too already, and
you know, like that's what I thought. That's why I didn't mind. I thought like that's why I believed in the fantasy too, and I was like, oh, this could be interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, she talked about it in some interviews, and she was just saying like they kind of both like her, the director, and Joaquin Phoenix. They were all discovering sort of like. Joaquin specifically was discovering who the Joker was. As
her Joaquin talked about that in interviews,
and then like she was also discovering who her character was as they were shooting too.
Yeah,
and like there was some stuff that, of course, a lot of stuff was written, and of course the script is there. But she said like sometimes they would improvise and they would just like play around, and like it sounds like a great acting kind of situation to be in. But what I will say is that I don't mind that it didn't become like this kind of crazy, more action-packed thing.
I'm not saying that though,
but because I felt like it was a natural human evolution. I feel like people who become villains or people who become bad guys in our eyes don't become that instantly or overnight. Even if something big happens to them, they don't become this. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, because I've talked to other people about it, and when it like, yeah, that evolution. I guess I wasn't. I knew I wasn't expecting him to be like full blown. I guess I was too, because of the way the trailer was, which I think that's what kind of got me too. I think the problem was that my idea of what the movie was and what the movie was different, which is fine, and right. I'm okay with that if the movie can still get me all the way in. And the reason the movie got me all the way in is because Joaquin Phoenix from beginning to end is so fun to watch.
Right.
But I feel like by the end of the story, I was just kind of like, okay. Like, I wasn't like, oh my God, like, compared to, like, all these reviews that overhyped it and did all this stuff. And it won, like, the Venice, like, Film Festival and stuff like that. It won, like, the highest award. So all this stuff was thrown out at us, and I'm thinking, like, oh my God, like, this is going to be the, I still think he deserves an Oscar nomination for the, but I think by the end, once I, like, thought about the story and talking to my friends about it after we all watched it, I just, by then I left, and I was just like, okay, like, but I do agree. I think, and I like what I'm saying, like, I kind of wanted him to be smarter, but once again, that's my idea of what I wanted compared to what it was. I think by the end, I just felt like, I guess I get it. Like, they, like, you could tell they just scratched the surface of like who he will become in the future.
Yeah.
But I feel like it just took so many, like, in my opinion, way too many small, like, I guess it takes small steps for that to happen, but I guess I wanted by the end, I wanted something bigger than him just shooting Robert De Niro's character. I guess I wanted like...
that was major though.
That was so
major.
It was, but
if you think about the real world, not like our understanding of like our typical superhero universes and our ideas of like heroes and villains and Batman, Superman, all those people. If you think about that movie in the sense of like Arthur is a real human being. He's not trying to become a character. He's not trying to be.
I got you.
He's not trying to be the Joker. Robert De Niro is like. Robert De Niro is like such a huge figure in the film. It's just like if like somebody went on Jay Leno's show. Now he's not on TV anymore, but like
late night talk show.
Yeah, I don't know. Why am I bringing up everybody? Oh, I'm like Carson Daly. He's not on late night anymore. But Jimmy Kimmel, like let's say somebody went on Jimmy Kimmel's show and just shot Jimmy Kimmel's face live on air, and it was airing live. They don't do that. They don't air live anymore. Right. But like it was like airing live. Do you know how freaking ridiculous that would be for the nation?
It would be, but does it make sense that for all these people that were riding to be like, yes, let's crash this police car that he was just brought into, and then put him up on the hood, and then praise him for having just shot someone in the face? And I'm not trying to say that like, because I think the thing that upset me too about this is that people were getting upset before they even saw the movie because of things of what did end up happening in the movie, and like because of like the way it might. Incels might interpret it, and they might like go off in rampages and use it as an excuse and all that stuff. But I'm saying for the movie, not for the real world where we live in. But does that make sense for like this man legitimately just shot somebody in the face? This figure that apparently like a lot of public people liked. This late night talk show host that a lot of people like really enjoyed and liked.
Right.
Shot him in the face, and then all these people literally kind of praised them for it, and they were like, "Yeah."
You got to think about Gotham though.
True.
Like, Gotham, the whole movie, they're setting up how terrible Gotham is right now.
Yeah.
They like the news stories that appear like during various scenes, like Thomas Wayne's like press conferences. There are moments throughout the movie where they are actively saying Gotham is terrible.
Yeah.
And Gotham is terrible for the poorest of poor people, and they don't care about the poor people.
And since like Robert De Niro's character is like an upper class person.
Right. And it's also this thing of like, I mean, throughout history, like the poor have revolted like in civil wars
100%.
against the upper class.
Yeah.
So to me, this is just like a representation, not a modern day, but sort of a modern day, because even though it was the 70s, 80s, it's still modern to us in a way. But it's like a modern retelling of like uprising throughout history. Humans will do stuff like this. Humans historically will like, even now there have been riots over the years, especially a lot surrounding like police brutality and people like being wrongfully killed. Like, there are riots that happen. We don't live in that world. We've never experienced it, but people will riot over, you know, people's deaths all the time. And like, and for them in Gotham, they were in a state where they wanted to shake things up so much. They wanted the system to be destroyed. They didn't want.
I got you.
They didn't want Thomas Wayne to become the new mayor. They didn't want to have more of the same old. While the rich people, and then like the fact that Thomas Wayne called them like clowns and like talked down to the poor people that he wanted to elect. He wanted them to elect, or he talked down to his constituents, basically.
Yes.
But he knew he could still win because he's rich. So who's going to come against him?
I got you.
And so to them, the Joker represented to them a freedom from that oppression. You know, and I don't even know. I wasn't sure when they crashed the car into the police car if they knew the Joker was in that specific car, or if they were just. Might have. I think they were like specifically just. I thought they were in a riot, and then they like saw a police car, I was like, and they hit it, and I think they like just looked inside, and I think they happened upon him. I don't think they like were gonna be his new gang to now we're followers of the Joker.
But they saw they hit the car.
Because the way they hit that car, they didn't hit that car in a way to not kill him.
That car was hit hard. I was like, hey, did y'all kill the Joker?
Right. They didn't hit the car in a way to not have him die.
Yeah.
They hit the car in a way to kill whoever was in the car.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think, and I think.
I don't know. Yeah, no, and that is probably a better perspective of it, of the one they hit the car. I don't know. I think like I said, there was a lot of things that I enjoyed, but for some reason, walking out by the end, I was like, all right, cool. Like, once again, I respect to like them making this film, because I know it's hard to make films, period. But it's just like, by the end of it, I wasn't like, oh my gosh darn, damn, that movie lives up to all this hype that I've been hearing about. For me personally, I didn't feel that. But like I said, I did enjoy the directing, the acting, cinematography, the score, all of it. To me, was great. I just, for some reason, that like the elements of the story, I think didn't make me think like this hype was like, oh shit, oh my god, this is that movie there. Like, I think, like I said, to me it was like, oh, okay, this is cool.
It was a quiet movie, and I'm
okay with quiet movies though.
Well, I think it was a very patient.
I'm okay with patient movies too, but like, I think there's certain patient movies that, once again, it's of opinions. There's patient movies that I can sit there and be like, oh shit.
But talk about movies. I don't know what's going to happen. What's a patient or a quiet movie that you like absolutely love?
Shutter Island.
Okay, that you recently saw.
I recently saw. I'm trying to think. Her.
Okay.
I mean,
that you like. Oh shit, that was so good.
Blue Valentine.
That's how you felt about all the movies. Like, oh shit, that was so good.
Fuck yes.
Okay. Well then, that was just. But I think.
But that's what I'm saying. That's my opinion
part of the problem
of it.
too was the fact that you came in with sort of these expectations. See, I had no expectations.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I stayed away from all trailers. I stayed away from all teasers. I didn't know anything about this movie.
Yeah.
At all, and I stayed away from reviews. I'm
more in the middle of when it comes to that. So I'm not like you, where I'll stay away from everything. But I'm not like the hyper person that look into every single Easter egg of every trailer. It's like, no, I don't do that. Like, trailer comes out, I'm gonna watch it because I want to see this movie. But I'm not gonna read any articles. I'm not gonna try and like watch people try and decipher shit. I'm just gonna watch the trailer. But like, yeah, I guess because the Joker's such an iconic character, and because of this trailer, and then because of like all the buzz that just leaked into my feed about like best movie ever, and the trailers with like posters would say like so magazine called it the best film of the year, and you're like, okay, this is gonna live up to this crazy. I just feel like that might have got me too. But I guess even so, I think just me and my opinion of it, like by the end I was like, all right, okay, that was okay, yeah, like by the end. But I mean, it's, like I said, it's fine if it's a quiet, patient film. That's okay to me. It's just 'Cause I think people always assume that people that don't like movies like this, they think like, oh, it's got to be explosions all the time and this, that, and the other. Like, because that's what most of the movies are nowadays. But I don't know. I think I just like, it's weird because I was sitting there watching it because how great Joaquin Phoenix was the whole time. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, by the time I thought about it, I was like, all right, okay. I don't know. That was just how I felt about it. But I think you're right. I think because I had certain expectations maybe, but also I think just because the way like I viewed the movie and the way it was written, the way like it just hit me was just like, okay.
Yeah.
But the way we both feel is kind of the way the internet feels, or kind of the way I think a lot of people are feeling, because I was at the barbershop today, and shout out to Mike and everyone that was in there because they all loved it. And I told them my opinion, and they were like, man, we love it, best film. But funny enough, the people I watched it with, Grayson, Nathan, and Dills, none of them really liked it at all.
You're right.
You know what I mean? It's funny to like, I wish we could like have a sit down with like 2 other people in a sense and kind of like see everyone's different opinions, because I thought it was cool, but like Nathan really didn't like it in a sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not to speak for him. He don't like
most movies though.
I don't know about that, but he might have like a different taste for certain movies over others.
Yeah.
But
this is my experience.
No, I got you.
That's not nothing negative.
I got you. I got you.
Another statement.
But I mean, because Grayson didn't like it either, in a sense. Mm-hmm. And I think once again because we were all so hyped to go watch it, so we were all sitting there getting dinner. We're like, oh shit, man, we about to go watch it. The movie's gonna be crazy.
Right.
You know. But you probably walked in it too, like feeling the same way.
Well, no, I wasn't, because I had good energy towards it, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see it. But I think one thing I've learned, not recently, I feel like I've always known this. I actually prefer going to movies by myself because I feel like I'm less in tune to the movie when I go with other people.
Interesting.
And I feel like I'm less, like, especially if I'm in different audiences. So if I go to the movies with a non-actor, non-entertainment industry person, it's easier because they are still able to watch films in a way that are just to enjoy them or to not enjoy
the way an actor or somebody in the industry would dissect it.
But when I go with fellow actors and stuff like that,
it's a different breakdown of it.
Yeah, there's like a different way I watch it because like, not that I'm overly concerned about what people are thinking while I'm watching it, but the energy, I don't know, like it changes my watching energy of it when I'm by myself. But it's because of what you just said, though. This is because you're thinking this is what they might be thinking of the film. Well, not necessarily, because I don't ever find myself trapped in that thought while I'm watching a movie. It's just like I find myself less connected to the film when there are people around that I know. But what's that to do with you or the film? That's probably to do with me more. So I feel like if you really enjoy a film, you're going to enjoy the film. Yeah, but I'm just saying, this is any film. Films that I've liked, films that I haven't liked, I am more in it when I'm by myself. Interesting. I was thinking about that today, actually. Thinking about that, like watching movies by myself. And I guess, I don't know. I guess I would have to go watch a movie by myself and then think about it more. Yeah, people always act weird when I like tell them I went to the movies by myself. I'm like, to me that's not weird. I've gone to the movies by myself since I was like a kid. Yeah, same here. Like I've done that. I mean, I've always enjoyed more like just being. I like people, so I like going out places with people. See, I enjoy being by myself. That's also a difference too. Once again, it's just different upbringings because you're an only child, and I've always I'm not, but I think that's probably why it's different for you too because you have that different perspective coming from an only child. And the movie going experience for other people is like social for a lot of people. Well, think about the movie Peanut Butter Falcon. Yeah. I feel like, would you consider that, like, we watched that together, would you consider that a part of what you're saying? Of this mindset of like, is it? Because I feel like you would have came out the same way if you'd watched it with me or without me. Am I wrong? True. Well, no. This is the thing. Like, I'm not saying that me either liking or not liking the movie depends on who I'm going with. Okay. It's the way it affects you? I can enjoy a movie more and be settled in it more and be in that world more and not think about myself watching this movie or other people with me watching this movie. It's not that I'm wrapped up in what they're thinking about it. It's that me being conscious. Like, I can just, like, release and dive into a film because no one's with you in a general sense. Yeah. You're just there by yourself. You don't gotta like,
And knowing you, like you're a you're a nurturer type person. So not that you're mentally trying to be like, are they taken care of? But I think like subconsciously maybe that sinks in a little bit.
Are they okay? Like, are they
you know
enjoying
what I mean?
the movie?
Yeah, maybe not like the front of your mind, but I think I get what you're saying. Not that you're like worried about them, but that you kind of are, but you're not. Does that make sense?
It's just like a little back
weird
in the other mind thing that you're not really thinking about. But
energy,
it's still
like
there.
you said, it's more like the energy.
Yeah,
knowing
yeah.
just knowing that you're with somebody else that you're like with.
And I love coming out of a movie and thinking about it and not hearing everyone's opinions. Not saying that I like having discussions with people, but I do enjoy being able to watch a movie. And if I liked it, I just liked it. I don't have to like justify it. I don't have to think about it. Like, I don't have to think about reasons why you didn't like it. Because if I like something, you talking about how much you didn't like it, I'm probably just gonna be like, all right, cool, whatever, stop talking about it.
Yeah.
But
if we both liked it, we would want to talk about it.
Right.
Or if we both disliked it, we would want to talk about it. So you're saying we have different opinions, you don't want to hear different opinions?
I know. Okay. I do want to hear different
Dewayne.
opinions. I just like to sit. I like being able to like hear my own voice. Because so many times,
100%, yeah.
not just with movies, but so many other things in our society, we are so influenced by the thoughts and opinions of other people around
Yelp
us.
is a good example of that. All these review things, videos, and articles. Yeah, you're right. Because people go to all this stuff first before they go even watch the thing. Mm-hmm. And you're right. I like to stay away from a lot of that until after I watch the movie. Because I'm a little bit opposite of you. I'll stay away from all that until after I watch the movie because I feel like some of these people's opinions help me form my opinion. Mm-hmm. But like I've already made my opinion, but like I can now verbalize it by what they're saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'll walk in a movie knowing whether I liked it or didn't like it, unless it's rare in some movies where I'll walk in and be like, I don't know how I felt about that. And then maybe people will dissect it and then I'll be like, you know what? That helps me form a good opinion. But usually I'll like come out, I liked it. Or I didn't, and then I hear people like break it down, and I'll be like, "Oh, these are great breakdowns and puts into words of why I didn't like certain aspects of the film and why I did like certain aspects." Does that make sense?
Right.
So that's how we are different in that sense too. Because I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I know how I am. Yep, and that was our Joker.
So it was a Joker review, guys.
That was it. What was your grading scale?
I will give it an A.
No A minus, just A.
An A, not an A plus, but an A.
I'll give it a C.
Okay.
Cool.
We did.
No, hold on. I don't want to give it a C. I'll give it a B minus because there was a lot of things that I really enjoyed. Even though story is a very, like, damn near the biggest part of a film. Mm-hmm. It is, I mean, like, Joaquin's performance was damn. Mm-hmm. Jesus, Joaquin. You ain't fucking around.
Oh, yeah. It's just commitment.
That first scene, I was like, oh, this is what we about to be doing.
Yeah.
Cool. But I like hearing that opinion, so that means you don't want to go watch movies with me no more? I understand.
Anyway.
So that means you could have been like, no, it doesn't mean that. But you're saying anyway? All right, fine then. Fuck you and your black ass,
I'm
man.
just ignoring your foolishness right now instead of feeding into it like you
Why
do.
not?
Cause
feed me.
No.
Feed me.
Anyway, guys, it's time for our sponsor commercial.
Oh, yeah, we got one of those.
Can you hear me?
Ah.
Well, I'm sorry, but I no longer want to be your prison wife.
I am my prayer wife.
Because I found another.
What you mean you found another? I
found someone who speaks English very well.
Very well.
Who doesn't always sound like they're yelling.
I'm fucking yelling nobody, bitch.
Who doesn't curse at me and call me out of my name.
I thought your name was bitch.
It's not. My name is Marie.
Well, Maria, I thought your last name was bitch. Ain't your middle name bitch?
Hey guys, we are promoting our new dating app.
Hey, her name bitch.
Called No Longer with the Wrong One. I know it's a long name for an app, but we're going with it.
So it's not bitch.
No Longer with the Wrong One. Can y'all take him off a set?
What the fuck? Oh, we got
Can y'all take him off a set?
Don't take him back to the set. Wait, did they go into a jail?
I think they utilized all their time.
Wait, did they go
I thought they were on a commercial set because it's a commercial, but I think they actually went to a prison. And
then did they record an actual couple breaking up?
Yeah. Maybe she reached out to them, Marie. Maybe she reached out to them.
What is this, cheaters?
Like, hey, there's that show, jail, Lock Up in Jail, Love and Lock Up.
They got reality shows for everything.
Love and Lock Up about people who love people in prison.
I actually wouldn't mind watching that because that is an interesting thing to me.
Yeah.
Are most of them women?
I'm not sure.
Because I feel like How many?
You're
I'm
going
trying
to
to
say
think.
that most of them are probably women because you're
How many guys you know?
a part of this patriarchal society that wants to tear women down and keep them subjected to us.
What you trying to do is get me canceled?
I'm just trying to figure out what your intentions are with
No,
what you're about to say.
I'm just saying. From what I understand and what I've seen,
what you've seen
is that I feel like a lot of the women are the ones that that I respect, because you ain't about to get me canceled out here.
And I'm not about to get you
No,
canceled.
okay. But I haven't seen that many guys be like, I'm about to go visit my girl.
Go visit my girl.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know why I started doing
I don't know either. I was like,
but you're right though. You're right. You're right.
Why you didn't say that at the beginning when you fucking dick? But you're right though. You're right. I know I made you feel like an idiot, but you're right though. Got me feeling like sweating my collar. I'm
having
like,
fun. But yeah. All right. Well, that was your commercial, guys. Download that app now. Don't remember the name of it, but please go listen to the commercial if you forgot. You have any other tidbits, any news, any opinions, any thoughts that you want to get out there right now?
No.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to Crispin and Dewayne, the podcast. I am Dewayne. That other one is called Crispin. And he is from an island, or a couple of islands, Trinidad and Tobago. Is that one island or are those two separate islands? But which one are you from?
I'm not from either of them. I'm from America.
Where is your family from?
Trinidad.
Okay, he's Trinidadian. Dang.
You should have known that about me. How long we known each other for? How long we known each other for?
Do you know, is your best friend from Trinidad also?
What's your best friend?
Ashley. Which one is she from?
I don't know where she from, but she ain't my best friend though.
Thank you guys for listening. Talk to you later. Bye.
Also, fuck you, nigga. Do 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 do.